welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, be sure to subscribe down below. And be sure to put on the post notifications if you guys do enjoy this reaction. And in today's reaction, I'll be reacting to none other than Marianas Trench, the making of Astoria. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the reaction.
We should tour with like an upright anagram and we can face each other. It's gonna be sweet.
We should also play chopsticks.
Okay, let's talk about Astoria. It is a concept record, and the concept is I just had the most extreme whirlwind of up and downs over the last 2 years of my life that I've ever experienced. And it began with, you know, me seeing Call Me Maybe become huge, and the Grammys, and Marianas becoming an arena band, and getting engaged to the love of my life, and it felt like everything was going great. And then things took a turn when my mother became really sick, which is really difficult for everybody involved. Of course, like that's a very difficult thing for family to go through. The wedding got canceled, and I couldn't write anything. And then I spent about 6 months in the total dark. And then I ended up in the hospital in January for pancreatitis because I had gallstones. And when I was in the hospital, I started to think like, I started to feel a weird relief because I didn't have to be working on a record right now or something weird like that. And I was like, that's fucked up. You're a songwriter. That's what you do. And I started writing again in the hospital, and I finally found my creativity again. And then I had the craziest burst of creativity. And I came home, and I just like the whole record just fell out of me. I couldn't even control. I couldn't get the ideas down fast enough because they were just like flying out so much. So I sort of became hopeful again, and we decided to turn my apartment into a vintage studio so we could record the rest of the record. Of course, with our executive producer, Benny and the Jets Ramsey, in full touch. This is executive producing at its finest. It's a hard job. It's hard.
I love all the memories, like they're creating this, like they have the memory of making the album.
Believe me, there's not that much interesting stuff to say. It's very repetitive, this process. You have to have patience, stay the course, like a sailor crossing the Atlantic, and a little sunfish sailboat. Pray for no storms. If they are, batten down the hatches. That's all you can do. That's what I'm doing right now, battening down the hatches with this delicious, ice-cold, fizzy ginger ale.
So the whole emotional journey of the record felt very cinematic to me, like a movie, like a coming of age story. And my favorite coming of age story was always The Goonies. So the record was called Astoria. And so I thought for the opening song, I thought it'd be really cool to try and write one of my sort of like medley, all over the place songs, but like one that could have been out at the time that The Goonies was out, you know. So like, had it been a contemporary in the mid '80s, how would I have approached a song like that at that time? So like, you know, only using instruments that are vintage or like that are '80s or older, only using like vintage.
That is what you call artistry right there. Thinking about all that, you know, that is what an artist should really think about, and that's like putting time into and really dedicating time into making a song what it should be.
Recording gear and really getting into it, and then I really got into like to get the song out the way I want it to be, like total immersion. So you know, the house is like this, and I'm gonna just like dress like this when we do it, and I'm just really kind of go for it, and getting all of my friends who have been involved in my life over the last 2 years on the song somehow. You know, like hey man, if you play guitar a little bit, just play this one chord, or like you can clap your hands, or like you can play percussion, or any of that stuff. And so slowly there's become a piece of everything in my life over the last 2 years in this one song.
I like it here. It's my happy place.
So the record's very cinematic, right? So I thought it would be a cool thing if there were some transitional pieces that weren't part of like complete songs that sounded like a film score. So I started like writing all these like crazy film.
I think that's one of the most creative kind of ways to make an album, kind of make it kind of like all together.
Score things, and then we were fortunate enough that we could get people like the symphony to come in and play. So we recorded all these super fun symphony things, and I've never really tried to write something that sounded like a film score before, and it was incredibly rewarding. I had a ton of fun doing that. It was a blast. Where's the violas? Where's your C set?
To be here, middle C. Play middle C.
For the album closer, it has to be a climax of the whole story, a hopeful climax to this entire journey. So to me, it's really important that I think it should draw on all of the different elements of the album, like musically and sonically. So I'm trying to write something right now where I can use some of these 80s synths, some of the stuff that's the typical, well, not typical, but that's the Marianas thing, but then also using like the full orchestra. So I'm hoping that I can do something that's like a Marianas song that evolves into a film score song with me still singing over top of it somehow. Stay tuned. Oh, this is our very good friend Dave. Dave Genn. Dave produced our first record, and he also produced Cross My Heart and All to Myself, and taught me how to be a producer. It really mentored our band. If we were to have one mentor for our band, it would definitely be Dave. Kaleidoscope, in spite of wind, inside my lungs, sunrise worth, black as pearl. If you want to do something great, you have to swing for the fences. And if I can strike out, who cares? At least you fucking took a swing. So I wanted to try for something that was, you know, I'm looking at like Thriller and like Pet Sounds and stuff that I feel are people's best work. And I want this to be my best work. And I don't know, I would never say that I'm capable of writing a record as good as Pet Sounds or Thriller, but I can say again that I don't know what the fuck I'm capable of. So who knows?
That was such an incredible video to see. I really enjoy that they allow us to kind of see the making or the behind the scenes of music videos or creating their album. That's really not only nice for us to see, but kind of for them to look back on and look at those moments in which they created, honestly, a masterpiece. Astoria is an incredible album, and I love that they kind of did all those things to make it really a story. Also, I want to say that I am doing these kind of videos as well. I'm going to be doing behind the scenes or the making of an album, as well as behind the scenes of a music video, or so on and so forth, so that everyone gets a reaction video that they would want to watch, because I know that a lot of people have been telling me that they do not enjoy my Marianas Trench reactions as much anymore because they aren't like the actual song, or you know, so on and so forth. That being said, or that I'm repeating and it's like it's not as entertaining, But anyways, that being said, let me know what you guys think about the making of Astoria. And if you guys have any recommendations, be sure to go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. That being said, later.